Welcome and good evening to another exciting episode of Sounds Nerdy. I'll be your host tonight, Darweshi Cobbs. With me to my left, Charles Pinckney. To my right, Jamocha Cobbs. Please make sure you follow us at Sounds Nerdy. And we want to thank all the subscribers out there and all the followers for us. You can reach all of us at Charles
Pinckney Char on Twitter.
You can meet me at WeshyCY2 at Twitter.
SN Jamocha on Twitter.
Thank you very much for you guys for following us. Like I said, once again, stay tuned because we got some exciting stuff coming up that we want to get everybody excited for. So please keep following us. Keep listening to us. We'll bring the information to you as soon as it's ready for you guys. First of all, let's get into the meat of the topic today. Is one thing that's really got everybody's up in arms is Nintendo's YouTube policies. Let's delve into that. This is a really hot topic right now.
Yeah, so basically, Nintendo has a YouTube policy where you need to pay them to play their games on YouTube, to show their content on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So on top of YouTubers getting charged by Google, they also get charged by Nintendo. So after Google gets their cut, then Nintendo looks at that and takes a percentage of that cut. So a lot of people are up in arms about this new policy, and with good reason. You know, I think that me personally, I understand what Nintendo's doing. They have a right to do it, but just because you have a right to do something doesn't mean you should do it.
But look at it from a content creator's perspective. If I want to go on YouTube and do a review of Nintendo's game or show some of their footage, it's actually free advertising for Nintendo. I mean, all I'm doing is I may be giving you glowing review of a product. I may be showing your footage in the background. All I'm doing is spreading the word about Nintendo to other users. So that's not anything negative, not anything bad. And Nintendo should not have to make a profit off of that.
What it sounds like is they still stuck in the 80s when they think that their content is the end all be all and you don't have the right to use it at all unless you're paying them. And that's the problem that they're facing today with developers is when it comes to their content or to be on their system, you got to play by their rules, right, or not at all. And that's a big thing with YouTubers because, you know, a lot of people give you some free advertising. They give you free gameplay. They're talking about you, giving you glowing reviews about your product, but then it sounds like they want to monetize your play experience to make a profit of it. Even though I spent the money to buy the game, I spent my time, my money to upload these videos and stuff like that, and they want to cash in on my fun. Even though they created the fun, sold me the fun, and now they want me to pay again to put it out there for them. Yeah,
it's their properties. They have the legal bounds to do whatever they want to it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to use PewDiePie as an example, and Flappy Bird. He made that. Like, PewDiePie nobody would have knew what Flappy Bird was if PewDiePie didn't play it and talk about it on his channel.
Right. Okay.
A lot of indie games get their start because a lot of YouTubers are paying attention. A lot of popular YouTubers are paying attention.
Word of mouth marketing is the best form of marketing there is for anything. And so I would love for people to be out there advertising, give me free advertising. That way you don't have to go into the magazines, don't have to be on the TV in prime time. YouTube is like the new TV footage.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to turn on, you know, the ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox affiliates anymore. They're going straight to their computer. They want to watch the content now. And if I want to see something about a Nintendo game, I know exactly where to go. But they're trying to take that, you know, it's not a right or a privilege. It's, you know, an opportunity for someone to share this opportunity with other people. Because most people listen to another user than some company guy out there is pitching and stuff like they're getting paid by him to be the mouthpiece.
And that is the beauty of YouTube. It adds on to the word of mouth advertising, and it shows someone else's experience.
Right.
You know, it's a first-hand experience of what they're playing, what gamer they're, how much fun they're having. I mean, I've watched so many YouTube videos where after I've seen them play and seen the fun that they had, you know, I'm interested in that game now. I'm going to check it out to see what it's about. And if Nintendo's going to try to take that away from some of the YouTube creators out there, that's really going to hurt YouTube, but hurt the creators as well.
But how many of us have actually went to go see a movie at a restaurant because of somebody's word? Say, hey, this is a really good restaurant. You should eat here. This is a really good movie. You should go see it. A lot of us, do that. We go by what someone else has said. And if I see somebody playing, I don't know, Mario Kart, for example, on YouTube, and it was like a hell of a lot of fun, I'm going to say, hey, maybe I should go pick this game up and try it and then have fun. And then that way I spread the word even more.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to backlash. I know that there are other companies who have worse affiliate programs out there, but it just stings a little when, I mean, and then we're not even creating Nintendo content, but it's just, I don't think that the people that I care about watching on YouTube are going to be creating content anymore, because why would you? Is it even worth it at that point? Just to...
Right, like some of the details behind their policy. So I guess, they made an update to the policy earlier this year, but before the update, let's talk about some of the details behind that. Right. Apparently, that once YouTube's content ID system flagged your content for Nintendo, for having Nintendo content in there, Nintendo would then get 100% of your profits from that. So even if you showed a 15-second clip of a Nintendo property in your video is 15 minutes long, if your content was claimed by Nintendo, they ended up getting 100% of that.
Yes,
your monetization on that video, which is ludicrous in that point. But now in January they made some updates to that policy, and the updates are still crazy. So instead of 100% going to Nintendo, they now get 30% of that. And so they leave the user with 70%, regardless of how long Nintendo gets a cut of that.
But you still have to think about, that's still after Google takes their cut.
Right.
So after Google takes their cut,
so they basically leaving me with a crumb. I had a half a crumb to start with, and they want all of the crumb when I'm done. Right. And I mean, you got to let the people out there who's playing these games and the freedom and using YouTube. YouTube needs to cut down a little bit on the policy too, because this site was created for the users by users, right. And when YouTube was in its infancy, it was the place to go. I mean, it's still the place to go now, but now it's become a money maker, and they're taking away a lot of the freedoms for the users out there who was making the content in the first place.
Right. And I mean, like I keep coming back to, it's at the end of the day, it's theirs. Nintendo, do what you want with it, but it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths when. Right. And I don't even know how much. I can't imagine that they're going to be making a lot of money from this. I can't imagine that they're going to be making money hand over fist off this affiliate program. So why even bother?
I don't know. And some more details behind this affiliate, their creative program. So if you have a channel on YouTube, you have your own channel, and you have a Nintendo. So the way Nintendo's program works is you can register your channel with Nintendo, right? And regardless of what content is on your channel, you can have some non-Nintendo content. You can be talking about Microsoft or Sony. If it's on your channel and your channel is registered with Nintendo, they still get 30% of that. Even if it's not a Nintendo product, they still get a cut of that, which is absolutely ridiculous. How are they going to monetize something that does not even pertain to them?
I didn't even know.
It's old school. What they're trying to do is, I don't know what they're thinking is that it's not about the money, because they got a lot of money.
I think they're just trying to control
control who sees and
what they see about in their intellectual properties. They're trying to protect their properties, which
is, I understand it was fine, but sometimes you gotta use a little discretion too when it comes to your intellectual properties. I'm not trying to rip it off or replicate it in any way. I'm just showing you.
And don't forget the people who made you.
Yes.
If it wasn't for us as gamers going out, buying your games, then getting on YouTube and spreading the word about your games, you wouldn't exist today.
True.
True. And Nintendo is, they're not exactly the top brand anymore. They need to, cut back on some of those policies and embrace the users, the content creators more, instead of putting these harsh restrictions on them.
What's funny is Miyamoto, I think it was Miyamoto, just did recently some interviews with YouTubers, some famous YouTubers like iJustine. And I think that he did a couple of interviews with them talking about how much Nintendo needs them. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's really a cheap form of advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to advertise with the big boys, use guerrilla marketing, as I like to call it. Use YouTubers, let them play your games. Give that free review. I mean, if it's a crappy game, it's a crappy game. At least we know it. But if it's a great game, you don't want this great game to be hid away on the shelf and nobody ever sees it. So if there are people out there playing this great game, let the word get out to everybody. Like, hey, come play this game. This is really great. I'm playing this fun. Look how much fun me and my 4 friends are having with a couple of beers. We're playing Mario Kart, Mario Party, and we're having a good time. You can enjoy on this good time too, if you let me put it on YouTube.
Right.
Either way, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me because when Nintendo announced the news, I was just like, I won't put any Let's Plays of Nintendo games up.
Right.
Sorry,
exactly. It just won't. They won't get any free advertising from me.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
mad.
yeah, you mean paying them to advertise for them.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It's not free anymore. You're now starting to pay them to advertise for them.
Their products, which I've already paid for.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm still gonna buy my Zeldas and my Metroids.
I'm gonna buy those games and play them, but you won't see me ever talking about it.
Yeah, but I understand what those YouTube creators are feeling. Like, why am I going to then pay you to advertise your game? It's like I'm just not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Just don't know.
I'm gonna play the game, enjoy it by myself, and let
I'm
nobody
not going
else
to spread the word anymore.
No,
forget it.
David Jaffe, you know who David Jaffe is, don't you?
Yeah.
He said something about it, and he wasn't taking Nintendo's side, but he wasn't taking the YouTuber. He was basically saying like, it's their.
I understand
it's
you
their
got
stuff.
freedoms and you want to protect your IPs, but you got to give a little, take a little, just to make the thing work. Because at the end of the day, we the gamers, we the YouTubers, we're making your product, we're making you, and stuff like that. All right, once again, you guys are listening to Sound Nerdy. April's coming up. We're here in April actually, and the Xbox update is coming up, and it's not a big update, but it brings some cool new features to the Xbox One update. Like party chat. Better than party chat.
Yeah, so some of the things that they did with the party chat was it's some minor stuff. It's just some notifications with the icons. They changed the icons a little bit to make it a little bit more discernible that what status I'm in right now. So not a very huge update, but a couple things. But still, one thing I like that Xbox does is they monthly.
Yeah,
just something's being updated.
The achievement notifications much better now.
Right, it's another second line because before it was just
you don't know what you did
something.
And sometimes I don't want to hit the button to see what I did to get this achievement. If
That's
you give me a
true,
little bit more detail on it, don't interrupt my flow when I'm playing the game. Which
right,
I like the
that.
more detailed Xbox One notifications, which is cool.
Yeah.
Thumbs up for that notification. Little things like that to not break my gameplay experience when you do that, which is cool. I like that.
Yep, and another thing was the Game Hubs link. So now you can actually see all the things that's going on with that particular game. So if your friends are playing the game, you can see that. You can also check feeds or anything coming up from your friends. So another update for that. Another thing is what's on. That I've seen that's part of the update. So you can actually see what's on TV right now, what's the popular games, what's being broadcast. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just one more tab at the top where you can just scroll through and see what's on TV right now. It's like, oh, this is popular. I'm gonna go.
Just keep the updates coming. It makes every time you update it makes the system that much better and user friendly. Also, one thing for us cord cutters out there, a little thing that they came out with is the live TV update.
Right.
That's another victory for us cord cutters who's trying to get away from the cable guys.
Right. So they brought the live TV finally to America. They had it in Europe since I think late last year. Mm-hmm. So they finally brought that to the United States. So now we can get over the air TV on your Xbox One.
You need the little dongle.
You do have to buy some hardware. I think it runs anywhere from $60 to $70,
like
somewhere around there. Right.
And then you have to have an antenna.
You have to have an antenna
right?
as well.
Okay.
Yep.
So you get to over the live TV, which is get your live over the air content.
I'll use it. I'll gladly pay $60 because I don't have cable, so and we got the antenna. All I have to buy is the part.
Anytime we get more options of to get our content that we want without having to being tied to the cable companies and the companies like that. It's good for us, you know, end users at that.
Yep.
So, you know, good move there with bringing a live TV out. Also, we just seen the Deus Ex 3 trilogy.
Oh my gosh. And if you have not seen this trailer, only one word for me that sums it up. Nerdgasm.
Nerdgasm.
Seriously, I've watched this trailer about 4 or 5 times already, and every time I watch this trailer, I see something new, and I am floored away. This is probably one of the best trailers I've seen. And I've seen a lot of Blizzard games.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard has great trailers. This stacks up with among the best trailers I've ever seen. There was this one picture I seen on the Twitter feed. This one guy's reaction. It summed it up. It was
Deus
off
Ex
the chain.
is a great, you know, great IP from the days back. What was it on? I think it was not Nintendo, but GameCube was Deus Ex around.
I don't know. I think it might have been on the PC. I know it was definitely on the PC because I actually have the original game on the PC. But yeah, it's been around.
They've improved it, you know, and it's.
Yeah, Human Revolutions was a good game.
I gotta finish that.
Yeah, the trailer was pretty good. So at the end of Human Revolutions, I'm not going to give anything away in too much detail.
But it's an old game, so you should have
played it by now. There's a
I
big
didn't finish
decision that you has to make that's concerning humanity. So I want to see how they're going to continue that with Deus Ex, you know, this next game. So that'd be interesting to see.
I gotta play that. I'm not really playing anything, but right now, so I think I will play that. I got it on PS3.
Yeah, and then also let's talk about the Black Ops 3 trailer.
Yeah,
or
the teaser that it was.
It's
the typical Call of Duty teaser trailer. You don't see any video, right? Two,
they
and then the
split 3 coming in the middle. I mean, we know what that means. I mean, anybody who played the Black Ops series know what they're stylized markings mean.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that's it's a third one,
Yeah.
and it's Black Ops.
Right, it's a Black Ops 3 coming. No video or anything, just voiceover as the typical Call of Duty trailers go. So
I can't do Call of Duty every year. I can't.
I say that every year, like, oh, I'm done with Call of Duty. But then I end up buying them. You know, I play it for a couple months and then, put it away.
It's like the fly to the light or the bug to the light. You see it and you get drawn to it, like, I gotta go see this. I gotta go see it. Or I like to think of it as the candy corn you reference. It's candy corn. You know it's disgusting, but every year it comes out. You think it's candy and it's corn. They're great. Let me try them again, and then you eat it, and it's disgusting. But it's the same theory I got with the Call of Duty.
I don't have a problem with the quality of the quality of the games. They're good games, but I get so fucking bored. I get bored with them.
We can swear we're growing up.
I get bored with it. Like Advanced Warfare, it was a good game. I give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great game. I don't play it anymore. Like after I played the main campaign and a little bit of multiplayer, I stopped.
But I think what the problem is now is the death matches there on every single game. Is people getting bored with the typical death match. I mean, multiplayer has become, I think, stale and stagnant in almost every shooter now.
I think they try to mix it up a lot, but
when they added the exosuits in Advanced Warfare, but it's still.
I mean, they got a lot of multiplayer modes. They got deathmatch,
it's still
zombies.
Multiplayer modes, but it's still, when you get down to it, you're doing the same thing. You're killing people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you spice it up that way. I mean, because it's a formula that works. And
it works.
And people go after it. But like when Unreal Tournament came out, that was a great multiplayer experience. And now, I mean, people try to capitalize on it, but the formula works. People stick with it, and that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I might give it. It depends. I don't think I said it about this year's. I think I've always planned on getting last year's Call of Duty, but
when is the next reveal? They're showing another one like April 24th?
April 26th.
26th.
Yeah, so it's
26th,
Sunday.
26th.
Yeah, so they'll be unveil it.
So guys, stay tuned. When we might do a review on that, say what we think about it. So just give us, follow us on Twitter. Make sure you see what we say about that. Let's get into the Apple Watch reviews now.
Right, we see a bunch of some of the reviews are coming out now.
Yeah, they're starting to flow out. We haven't got ours yet, Apple, so we're waiting for a review model.
Send us anything. It's from the reviews that I read, or not read, the reviews that I watched because I didn't get a chance to read many.
Mm-hmm.
Most reviewers say it's the best smartwatch out, but do you even really need
It's
it?
still a smartwatch. At the end of the day, it's a smartwatch. It's the best out there, but it's still a smartwatch.
Is it the best smartwatch, or is it an Apple product that
No,
make people think it's the best smartwatch?
I can honestly say that I'm not a big Apple fan. I like their phones, I like their products, but when they do things, it's of a specific quality.
Yeah, well, they got the quality control under wrap and key, but to me, a smartwatch is just something I don't know if it's a smartwatch market or are they creating this Apple Watch market now.
Well, we don't know yet because it hasn't been released yet, so we don't know what it's going to do. But like I said, it's just a smartwatch. The thing is do you really need a smartwatch at this point? I don't know
especially
yet.
You need to be tethered to the Apple, your phone. I think the big key with these smartwatches is when you no longer need your phone for it to be a functional piece of equipment.
Make sure.
That's when we need to.
Yeah,
That's when we can make the judgment about if we really need smartwatches or anything like that.
I mean, like I said, it probably is the best smartwatch out there right now. Well, that's coming, but the fact that the battery only lasts for a day, the fact that it only works for Apple products,
Only Apple, yeah.
and
Well, they drawing you back into the ecosystem. They masters at keeping you in there, locked into them.
and the fact that it costs that much, like
Yeah,
It's the most expensive smartwatch out there.
right, and they're
The cheapest is what, $350?
Yeah.
And obviously up to $17,000.
I can
one's
find
gonna
a
buy
really
that
good,
watch.
nice piece of jewelry watch
Exactly.
for $399. I mean, a really good watch for that price.
yeah.
And another problem that we've been hearing about the Apple Watch with the reviews that we've heard and read so far is that some of the applications that have to deal with location data takes forever to load.
I heard it was
And a
kinda slow.
lot of the apps actually have to stream from your phone, and it's taking a long time
is
for
that-
those apps to
And is that
apps to
drawing
load.
down battery power from your phone
And
when
it
it's
could
streaming
be.
that? And
It-
so then
it
now you're
could be.
killing two of your products at once.
Right.
If my phone's doing the heavy lifting for this watch, why do I need my watch? Just put my phone out now because
Yeah, that was his argument too, but I don't think it'll affect. iPhones haven't never really had a problem with battery life. They typically always last for quite some time. From the ones that I've had,
I've seen them. I mean, from personal experience, I've seen a lot of people tethered to the wall with their iPhones.
that's probably because
It could be how they're using it.
Yeah.
Too. They could be just an all day user, watching videos and playing games and stuff. So I don't know.
from the iPhones that I had, they last for quite a while. That operating system doesn't suck much power. That operating system is tailored to the batteries that they put in there. So
We'll see how this plays out as it starts to release and people start getting the Apple Watches. We'll see how the reception is going to be viewed by the masses, not just reviewers. See how people take to it, and we'll go from there.
yeah, I'll be curious to see what the sales are like.
Yeah, the sales are going to be really interesting.
I'm sure they're going to be.
I think
good.
they're going to sell great because it's a new Apple product. Anytime Apple releases any new product,
They've had duds. They've had some big.
well, we're not going to talk
Their
about
company-
the 2E. We're not going to talk about the 2E or the 64. Those are duds.
Right.
That iPhone 5C. That
I
phone
said-
did horrible.
It's an iPhone. It's a cheap way to get into the iPhone market. I think it served its purpose. It got you in there. It got you into the door.
That phone is not cheap.
It's cheaper than their 6s.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't that cheap at all. I think that's the reason why it didn't sell, because it wasn't that much cheaper.
I think
So
it was
people
just
didn't see it. It's a
leftover
plastic phone,
components that they can use.
Right.
Rehash them somewhere. Kind of like the 2DS. Take the components you got left over and
And
repackage
also another thing about what I've heard with the reviews with the watch was, we know it's a watch. So at the end of the day, fashion wise, how will it become a fashion statement? And so far from what I've heard, that right now it's just not hitting that mark yet. And I think, this being the first version of it, I think there's obviously going to be a lot of things that they need to work on the next version of the iWatch. So we'll see.
See, my problem with smartwatches and wearable tech is the bezel itself. I'm more of a traditional round face bezel guy, and all the smartwatches I've seen a lot besides the Moto one is they're all been like rectangular in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, a typical watch, it's got a circular bezel, and dials that's useful on there. It's just interesting to see how wearable tech plays out.
Yeah.
It's a new market. It's something that companies are experimenting with. And we'll see how it take off with this wearable technology. Coming up in a couple weeks is April 28th is the LG G4 event.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see what they say. What's funny is
there's another heavy hitter in the smartphone market, LG. Let's see.
One thing that they showed, I don't know if they officially showed or if it leaked, but the interface, the user interface, was shown. I think they might have actually officially showed the user interface. And then just a couple of hours ago, the actual phone itself leaked. Mm-hmm. So it's got a leather back.
Yeah, I seen we going with another Band-Aid look.
I'm not a fan of the leather on my phone, so it'll be interesting to see how that's going to work with consumers, or will they flock to the leather, or hopefully that's just an option and not the standard.
Yeah. Give me some options.
It looks nice to me.
I mean, they always make a nice phone with a nice bezel on their phones. They've got the bezel market down to me, or lack thereof a bezel when it comes to LG phones.
Yeah,
because the G Flex was a nice, phone. I like the LG.
Yeah.
So the UI that they showed was pretty slimmed down, pretty sleek, pretty. I want to say pretty, with the flat design. So pretty. They're focusing on streamlining a lot of the software. So
that seemed to be the thing with a lot of these, manufacturers of the Google operating system is everybody's trying to streamline, get rid of the fat that's associated with Android.
That's what you should do. Let people install what they want to install.
Right.
Because on the whole, Android's it's a hog. Needless to say, it's a lot that's in the Android operating system. And a lot of manufacturers, trying to put their own twist on it, but also streamlining the stuff that they don't really need in there.
Yeah.
Also, a little bit of, good and bad news is the HTC, the One M9 Plus. It's launching in China, but no plans for an American date as of right now. I mean, it's a nice big and HTC phone. The quality of an HTC phone, got a physical button and stuff like that. But right now it's launching in China. No plans for here in America right now.
Right. So
that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's supposed to be a much better phone. That processor that they got in there though is not so good, I don't think. But it's got a fingerprint scanner. The screen's a little bit bigger, and it's got a dual camera on the back like the M8 does. Yeah. So I wish they should have just hit with that. Like, I like the M9 that we're getting, but if that was already ready, why not just?
They should have showed both of them at their press conference and make them both available here.
They should have just took that because that screen is not that much bigger than the M9s. It's not that much bigger. They should have just took the M9 Plus and released it here, China, everywhere.
I like the physical button on it. I mean, I like the physical buttons on all the, my phones. Need something to make me feel like I'm connected to the device instead of just tapping on glass. One last thing we want to touch on is YouTube's ad-free subscription.
Right. So I think this is a good move. So obviously, as an end user, you can actually you will have the opportunity to pay for YouTube monthly subscription, but you won't have to worry about any more ads. So all those 30-second or 1.5 minute ads, you can actually just bypass those once YouTube launches this ad-free subscription sometime later this year. So I think I'll be looking forward to that. I don't know if I'm going to jump on board with that. I'll see, but I think it's a good option.
It depends on the price.
Depends on the price. Right? They haven't released any pricing yet. I think they're going to have different tiers too. So I don't know, but we'll see.
I don't know. It sounds like a good idea to me. It makes me wonder if they're going to go the whole Twitch route allowed content creators to charge a subscription fee for their channels as well. So
It's
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
obviously YouTube will want a piece of that.
of course they're gonna
I think
want
like-
it. Well, that's why they're coming up with it, so they can get a
Right.
piece of the action some way.
Right. It's a revenue, another revenue as stream for YouTube, obviously, for them to make money. And it's also another way for them to also compete with the big boys, Netflix. They're trying to, Google and YouTube are trying to, gear towards that, trying to compete with Netflix. Because, Netflix obviously doesn't have ads, so.
right.
So that makes them be on par with,
But I
Netflix.
think they're going after two different bases as well. I mean, if I'm a Netflixer, I want to watch movies. If I'm a YouTuber,
Well, no, not. I'm just saying from a streaming.
Well,
standpoint, right.
or the revenue way to
Right.
get rid. Yeah, but I think I like to see how this one plays out as well when it comes. And if the pricing is right, then it might be worth giving it a look. See if it's if they're not charging me a crazy amount for the subscription,
Right.
it might be worth it. If
Depends
it's
on the price.
Is it yearly? Is it monthly? Something like that. We just got to wait to see what happens when that stuff like that. We want to thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Sounds Nerdy. Please make sure you follow us, hit the likes on our Twitter, Facebook, YouTubes, get the word out there. We're doing some exciting things. We got some things coming down the pipeline we want you guys to check out. Once again, I'm your host, Darweshi Cobbs. With me is Charles Pinckney, Jamocha Cobbs. Of all the shows we ever done, this is the most recent. Thank you.
Peace.
Take it.